Okay, let's look at Berkshire Hathaway, okay, for a company overview. Brief corporate history. All right, not bad. Let's see. Stockholders. Okay. For BRK, A shares. Okay. Current stock performance. Okay, this is completely insufficient because there are more than just A shares. There are multiple. Okay, you have B shares. All right. There are actually several more classes of shares of Berkshire Hathaway. You need to describe it. All right. All right. You mentioned executive management team. Here's a hint when you do your strategic analysis. Who's going to take over for this? Oh, by the way, your complementer section is not good. That's and it's factually incorrect. I'll explain why in a moment. I just want to make sure I don't forget. Okay, product lines and production. Okay, company further holdings act has throughout these six companies. Okay, all right. These are their investments, but their actually product is to be an investment company. You got to start thinking that way and analyzing this company. All right, because you also want to start thinking, okay, how much, I mean, some of them they own shares in firms, other things they actually do themselves. So, for example, Berkshire Hathaway Automotive, home state companies. Okay, Berkshire Hathaway Specialty Insurance. Okay, I know, for example, there's Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. All right. You need to tell me, okay, okay, you say like Duracell, for example. All right. Is is Berkshire Hathaway actively managing Duracell, the battery company, or do they just have a passive investment? Okay. In your analysis of Berkshire Hathaway, your fundamental flaw here is you're not discreetly saying which do they have a passive investment in and which are they actively managing. That's what you need to be telling me. All right. And then along this, okay, then okay, that's good. You broke it into six different companies, So all right, so are these the ones that they're actively managing? And if so, then what percentage? Because then you say market share, you talk about Geico Insurance. All right, which is true. Do they actively manage or do they just have a passive investment? Passive investment means they own shares in it. They don't do anything else with it. All right. Uh, okay, so they own 40%. Okay, well, this is great that you mentioned this, but it's like, okay, well then I'd want to know is like, okay, Duracell, how much of Duracell does Berkshire Hathaway actually own? That's what I'm asking. All right, it's very unclear from your descriptions here. All right. All right, let's see. And then competition, competitive landscape. Okay. Okay. Capitalize A for American. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Now you're starting to identify some of this. Berkshire is also a private equity firm in management competing with such players as BlackRock. Exactly. Who are these clients? Likewise, then, when you say major complementers, okay, I disagree with the statement entirely. A major complementer, for example, would be the people who would be buying Berkshire shares. So, for example, mutual fund companies like retirement, like my own TIAA CREF, my retirement fund, would be an example of a major complementer because they're putting their savings for their retiree participants like myself and your other faculty, and then they and TIAA CREF in turn is now entrusting it to Berkshire Hathaway, who is as of the private equity firm, who then in turn invests it in some companies, manages it actively or passively. So that's why this is just completely incorrect. This statement here. Okay. And then okay, when you say okay, major suppliers, I mean the problem with your analysis is you're just mixing the two, which are passive investments, which are actively managed firms. Okay, so like an example of an actively managed firm would be Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. Passive investment would be Coca-Cola. All right. I mean, he's a big shareholder in Coca-Cola. We know that. But does he make decisions every day on Coke? No, he does not. All right. If you have questions on this one, contact me. I know it's a little tricky, but it's a fascinating company and well worth looking into.